I got a non-random number generator show and tell to do. Um, when I got these Pico Raspberry Pi Pico W's, I got two of them for my birthday, and then I started playing with them, and then I immediately bought three more because they seem to be very generally useful. Uh, and I like that they're Wi-Fi and you can run Circuit Python on them. It makes it easy to do things with them. Um, well, Circuit Python, but only the most recent beta version. I'm waiting for full support to come out when they release that as an official release. But anyways, I had this idea to build this thing here. Now, this is inside of here is a Neotrellis keypad. So it's a 4x4 set of switches or keys. It's got a membrane that you have to buy separately. This little membrane keycaps that actually operate the switches, and each individual key has an RGB pixel in there, so it lights up. And the box I kind of appropriated from, this is all Adafruit stuff, and I've said before, Adafruit is a great place to get interesting things to make things. I have no connection with them, but I like that company. Adafruit had a project where they used this to make something, and so they had the 3D design files for the enclosure, which I modified slightly so that they didn't have holes in them. They had big toggle, like a toggle switch and stuff on it. And they designed it for one of their feathers, the 3D thing. I took my Raspberry Pi W and I hot glued it in place. So they would have had theirs screwed on with mounting screws. I figured, why not just hot glue once I got all the circuitry working, why not hot glue the Pico W into place? I have three more, So my desire was to use it as a control box. So since it's Wi-Fi and I have home automation that has a Wi-Fi has a REST API where I can turn devices on and off, like lights and stuff. I said, hey, why don't, because right now I've been using Alexa and I say, Alexa, turn the lights on, Alexa, turn the lights off. But that's a lot, I'd rather just press a button. And instead of buying, you can't really buy a 4x4 set of buttons. You can buy individual buttons, and then you have a bunch of little individual buttons to turn things on and off. So I said, okay, I'm going to take this 4x4 keypad and tie each button to a different device in the house. I can't demonstrate that because I'm not in a room that I'm controlling with this box, so nothing will happen. If I press this button, the living room lights will turn off and it'll annoy my wife. But what I did was, because I have a lot of buttons here, and I only needed a few lights set up for initially, I did two things. I have this button here. It has a little RGB snake, a little 3-segment snake that snakes around on the keypad. And it's sort of like, a dazzling mode. And it's still, while it's doing that, you can still operate your lights with these other switches. And then you press that switch again and it turns it off. That was just for fun. But this other thing is a little game. So it's a little memory game. So if I press this button, it's going to light, like it lit this one up. So now I have to remember that and then press it, and it, oh, I pressed the wrong button. So I already lost the game. But the idea is what it does is it will light up one button and then wipe the screen, and then you have to press that button. The next round, it lights up two buttons, it wipes the screen, and you have to press those two buttons. And it proceeds, and I've gotten up to about 5 buttons. This is a short-term memory test, basically, and I've gotten up to 5 buttons. I can't get beyond that right now. But, okay, so I see I'm looking in the camera, and the camera's backwards. So it lit this button. So if I press it, it goes green, and it says, okay, now I'm gonna flash 2 other ones. So it did this one, and then it did this one, and it says, yay, you did it. Now I'm gonna do 3. And wow, it's really hard to play this game backwards, so I'll just bail out, and it wipes it with red and says you failed. The other thing about it is this other thing, this Dazzler. You can make the game more complicated, because while this is doing this Dazzler thing, you can then activate the game. And now while you're trying to press a button, that's going on. So it'll add, you know, some distraction to the game in case you're getting too good at it. I don't know where I can post the code for this other than maybe GitHub, because I tried posting code in one of my videos into the description, but you can't. YouTube doesn't like greater thans and less than signs in their descriptions. It probably interferes with their secret codes or whatever. So you can't post code in a YouTube description. This is too big to go over in a video. It's because it has, you know, the whole shebang. It's got how to turn on Wi-Fi and do a REST API call to turn on and off lights, and then it has the various the Dazzler, it has the game, and all that is quite a lot of code, and it's too much to go over in a video. But if there's interest, I can post it to GitHub, and then people can play with it. Okay, that's all I want to do, was just do a little show and tell.